I was 17, I came across a quote that said, "Live each day as if it were your last, because one day you'll be right." At that moment, those words had such a profound impact on me that they completely changed the way I viewed life. Since then, for the past 33 years, without missing a single day, every morning I look in the mirror and ask myself the same question. If today were the last day of my life, what would I do differently? This daily reflection has become an essential part of my routine, almost like a sacred ritual. Every time the answer to that question is no for several days in a row, I know something is wrong, and I need to make adjustments in my life. This has become a clear sign that I'm off the path that makes me feel alive and fulfilled. This simple practice of confronting the finitude of life has been the most powerful tool I've ever used to make important decisions. Remembering that death is inevitable and that each day brings us closer to the end has a unique way of clearing the mind and making us realize what truly matters. When we become aware of our own mortality, all external pressures, other people's expectations, the fear of failure or rejection, social conventions, lose their power. Suddenly the things that used to paralyze us seem small and irrelevant in the face of the certainty that we don't have all the time in the world. This awareness has taught me that, in the face of life's finitude, there is no reason not to follow your heart. Worries about what others will think, fears of failure or criticism completely lose their meaning. What remains, what truly matters, are the things we love to do, the passions that move us, and the people we choose to share our journey with. Death, which so many fear and avoid thinking about, has become an ally for me. It reminds me every day that time is limited, and that because of this, I need to be brave enough to pursue what I truly desire without letting others' expectations define my path. The certainty of mortality pushes me to live authentically, to seek what truly matters to me, without being shaken by distractions or external pressures. Every time I think about it, every time I look in the mirror and ask the question, I realize that time is the most precious currency we have. And every minute wasted on something that doesn't feed our soul is a minute that will never come back. That's why I make a point of living with purpose, staying in tune with what makes me happy, and not being afraid to make changes when I realize I'm off track. Thus, remembering that death is inevitable is not something depressing for me. On the contrary, it's liberating. It gives me a clear perspective on what really matters and encourages me to take control of my life, to be the architect of my destiny. In the end, the certainty of death is not a burden, but a key to living with more intensity, more courage, and more purpose. The first step to achieving something is believing in yourself before expecting others to believe in you. There's no reason to get distracted or stray from your life plan. If you stay focused, passionate, and determined, you can achieve anything you want. Our time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's dreams or expectations. Don't let yourself be imprisoned by other people's opinions. Listen to your own voice, and most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to be. I decided to start working toward my dream. Most people don't, and over the years, I've discovered that it's because of fear. Fear of failure. What if things don't work out? And, curiously, fear of success. What if I achieve my dreams and can't maintain them? Additionally, many people settle into their comfort zones. They become resistant to change, stop growing, stop venturing out, and stop moving forward. Often they end up cynical about life, careers, family, and dreams. However, the limitations exist only in our minds. When we begin to use our imagination, we realize that the possibilities are endless. Possibilities become limitless when you are passionate, motivated, and focused on what you do. When you truly dedicate yourself and excel at what you do, people around you start to notice, and they are often inspired by you. This is the key point. The impact you can have on the lives of others by pursuing your own dreams. Sometimes it can be difficult to confidently say, "I can do this." But what you can say is, "It's possible." By taking one step toward what you want and working day by day toward your dream, you will start to see progress. However, achieving this goal requires something fundamental: taking risks. Most people aren't willing to take those risks. If you talk to them about the possibility of starting a new business or embarking on a new journey, the answer is often no, because they already feel comfortable with their lives. They believe their destinies are already set. Build a family, work until retirement, and eventually wait for the end of life. They are content with a safe and predictable existence. But those who truly pursue their dreams, who take risks and venture into the unknown, discover a much deeper meaning to life, and along the way, they share that fulfillment with everyone around them. On the path to realizing your dreams, you will fall. You will feel disappointment, pain, make mistakes, and face setbacks. It's inevitable, but it's precisely in that process that you will discover something invaluable about yourself. You will learn that you have an inner strength, a greatness you never imagined you possessed. You will realize that you are much more powerful than your circumstances may suggest. This is the point where you stop seeing yourself as a victim, accepting that there is a redemptive force in every decision you make. This is where the power of choice lies. Making decisions is a transformative act. When you decide who you want to be, what you want to do, and how you're going to achieve your goals, something inside you changes. It's no longer about feeling guilty for the things that happened, but about taking responsibility for where you are and where you want to go. The key is to decide, consciously and deliberately, what you're willing to sacrifice now to achieve what you truly want in the future. This ability to sacrifice something momentary for something of greater value is one of life's greatest lessons. Let me tell you a secret. Most people say they want success, but the truth is they are not willing to pay the necessary price. They are not willing to fight for it. They prefer going to a party over dedicating themselves to what really matters. They want a good night's sleep more than they want to achieve their goals. But if you truly want to be successful, you must be willing to sacrifice those things. Success demands absolute dedication. When you want success as badly as you want to breathe, that's when you'll achieve it. What I really want to emphasize is that you must always have a dream, and even more importantly, make decisions. Dreams are not always clearly announced. They don't always come with big signs. Sometimes they just whisper to you. I always tell my kids, the hardest part is hearing your own instinct, your intuition. These whispers are subtle, almost imperceptible, and it's easy to ignore them, but they are always there. Every day, you need to be prepared to listen to what your instinct is trying to tell you. These whispers rarely turn into shouts, but if you can hear them and allow yourself to be guided by that desire that arises in your heart, you'll know what to do for the rest of your life. And by following that calling, not only will you benefit, but everyone around you will too. The road to success isn't fast, and it won't always be easy. Many people don't know this, but before I had the chance to work on my first major project, I made 15 or 20 short films. Each of those projects was a step toward my dream. That's why you should never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. And most importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. The path isn't easy. If it were easy, names like Kerry Washington, Viola Davis, or Octavia Spencer wouldn't exist. If it were easy, there wouldn't be a Denzel Washington or Steve McQueen. These names we know today are the result of years of dedication and overcoming obstacles. So keep working, keep fighting, never give up. If you fall 7 times, get up 8. One of the greatest lessons I've learned, and one that gives me strength to this day, is that failure is part of the journey. Every time we fall, we rise stronger. The process of trying, failing, learning, and trying again is what shapes us and prepares us for greatness. People doubted me. It was as if a cloud of disbelief hovered over my head, suffocating every step I took. I felt the weight of those feelings, almost as if they were borrowed thoughts, constantly circling my mind. But instead of letting it get me down, it fueled me. I wanted, more than anything, to prove them wrong. I knew with unshakable conviction what I wanted, and nothing, absolutely nothing was going to stop me. It didn't matter what everyone else said. The first step to overcoming those barriers is to ask yourself, is this truly for me? Who am I, and what am I willing to do to achieve what I want? It takes passion, a burning flame inside you. As I always say, I don't do this for the money. Money is a natural consequence of my effort and the progress I build, but it's not my main goal. I do what I do for the pure love I feel. If I were a plumber, I'd still be creating something because that passion defines me. I've been on this journey for 27 years, and recently I reflected on this. In all that time, I've only spent 2 weeks away from the studio. Just 2 weeks. And why is that? Because I love what I do. That's the key. When you truly love something, you give it your all. You pour your heart and soul into it. When you make a decision and feel it's your final word, that's when you know there's no room for excuses or playing the blame game. You commit fully, and that's what I've learned. The moment I locked myself in the studio and said, I need to make music, was when I found myself. I was 15 and someone very important in my life asked me, who's your hero? At that moment, I didn't know. I asked for 2 weeks to think about it. When that person came back and repeated the question, I replied, my hero is me in 10 years. Now I'm 25 and 10 years have passed. The same person asked me, so are you your hero now? And I said, not yet, not even close. Do you know why? Because my hero is always me 10 years in the future. That's my vision. There's always a better version of me in the future, someone I'm chasing. I'll never be my hero, and that's what keeps me moving, gives me a constant purpose, and pushes me to be better every day, week, month, and year. For me, this pursuit is the driving force that keeps me chasing my dreams, no matter the challenges. For those facing difficulties, the most important thing is, don't give up on your dream. No one, absolutely no one, can convince you to give up. You must keep fighting, moving forward, and pursuing what matters to you. Yes, there will be moments of doubt. Yes, tough times will come. But remember, they will pass. Don't say, I'm having a bad day, but instead, I'm having a day that's building my character. Those who truly chase their dreams know that tough times are inevitable. But even so, they keep running with the determination of someone who knows only they have a power to make their dreams come true. No matter how bad things get, they say to themselves, I am the only one who can make this dream real. They are relentless, and people like that who truly pursue their dreams have a hunger for achievement that no one can quench. They are relentless, develop creative action plans, surround themselves with other winners, and never stop until they win. One of the most important things I've learned is that it's not enough to believe in your dream. You must know, with absolute certainty, that you can live that dream. The pursuit is not just about reaching the goal, but about transforming yourself along the way. Something I want to share with you is a concept I call the elixir of the future. Along my journey, I've developed a series of ideas, almost like mental tapes, that talk about how to start creating your own reality by consciously choosing your future. No matter where you come from or what you face, it's possible to shape your future, as long as you're willing to work on yourself and constantly develop. And a crucial part of that process is distancing yourself from anything or anyone that drains your energy. People who lack ambition, who don't dream big, are anchors that hold back your progress. You need to cut them out of your life. Surround yourself with people who share your dreams, who push you to be better. In the end, success is achieved by those who not only believe in what's possible, but also know that the path to get there lies within each of us. Be relentless in your pursuit of your dreams, and never, never ever stop until you get there. If you want to grow and achieve success, you cannot allow yourself to be surrounded by people who don't strive, who don't challenge themselves, who have stopped dreaming. These people, as dear as they may be, end up pulling you down, like anchors that hinder your progress. You need to align yourself with people who not only share your vision for growth, but are also willing to fight alongside you. Brave, incomparable people who refuse to accept life as it is, and are constantly seeking more, not just for themselves, but for those around them. My mother always said, birds of a feather flock together, and she was right. If you run with losers, you'll inevitably become one of them. The influences around us shape our behaviors, beliefs, and consequently our outcomes. If you want to live fully, you need to remove from your life those who lack ambition, who don't strive, and who are content with mediocrity. These types of people are like stones in the road, making your progress difficult. I love a quote from a great thinker. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the path to success. This reminds me of how frustrating it is to see so many people with a negative relationship with failure. They see failure as an obstacle, something to be avoided at all costs. But failure is actually one of the most important parts of the journey. You must seek failure, because it is precisely where the greatest lessons lie. Think of when you go to the gym. The goal is to reach your limit, to take your muscles to the point of failure. It's in that failure that adaptation and growth occur. The same applies in all areas of life. Successful people have failed many more times than they've succeeded. The difference is that they learned from these failures. They knew how to turn those stumbles into wisdom, into energy to move on to the next phase of their lives and eventually achieve success. This takes courage. You need to allow yourself to fail. You need to live at the edge of your capabilities. Go to the point where you know you might fail, because that's exactly where growth happens. Practice is essentially controlled failure. You reach your limit, and your body or your mind adjusts, adapts, so that next time you can go further. I remember a conversation with a young man who wanted to be a champion. I asked him what motivated him, and he said something like, "I want to train to get muscular, maybe compete in bodybuilding someday." At that moment, I said, if you keep thinking like that, you've already lost. There's no maybe when it comes to being the best. There's no room for uncertainty when you want to achieve great things. You have to stand up and say, I want to be a champion. Only when you have that clarity, that conviction, will you start doing what is necessary to achieve your goals. The same goes for life. Everyone wants a better life, a successful career, a happy family, but few are willing to do what it takes to achieve it. How many times do people give up after the first rejection? How many abandon their dreams after a no or a failed meeting? What would happen if everyone gave up so easily? If, after each setback, we threw in the towel and accepted failure as the end of the line? I'll tell you what would happen. No one would ever succeed. What separates those who make it from those who don't is not the number of defeats, but the ability to keep going, to move forward, even when everything seems to be against you. When you set up a meeting and no one shows up, or when someone says you can count on them, but when you need them, they disappear. It's easy to feel discouraged, but it's in those moments that you need to keep faith in yourself. Sometimes, when we face repeated failures, it's as if the weight of our defeats starts to suffocate us. The feeling that the light at the end of the tunnel is fading becomes constant, and hope seems to slip through our fingers. At those times, it's natural to feel a mix of discouragement and frustration, as if all our effort is in vain. But it's precisely in those moments, when everything around seems plunged into darkness, that we need to find our inner strength and hold firmly to the vision of our dream. You need to wake up every day with the conviction that nothing will stop you, that no matter how many times you've failed, the dream is still alive. Reaffirm to yourself, this won't end until I have won. This phrase needs to be your mantra, your daily motivation, even when the path seems more difficult than ever. What really matters is not what people around you think about your chances of success. It's what you believe about yourself. This self-confidence, this unwavering faith in your own ability, is the fuel that will carry you forward, even when no one else believes. Sometimes it may seem impossible to believe you are capable of achieving your dream, especially when you face constant challenges. But the fact is that you are the only one who can make that dream a reality. Even if the world around you is falling apart, even if the obstacles seem insurmountable, it's your determination, your clear and unshakable vision, that keeps that dream possible. You are the key to success, and only you can unlock that potential. The people who achieve their dreams are those who refuse to give up, no matter the adversity. They possess an insatiable hunger for achievement, a determination so strong that not even the greatest setbacks can bring them down. They know that to turn their dreams into reality, they must be relentless, willing to push beyond all limits. They understand that the road to success requires creativity, discipline, and most importantly, a clear and well-structured action plan. These people don't just believe in their dreams, they know they are capable of living them. There's no room for doubt or hesitation. They understand that success doesn't come only from desire, but from the certainty that they can achieve what they aspire to. Along their journeys, they find other dreamers, other winners who are also fighting for their goals. Together, they form a support network, strengthening each other and sharing the wisdom gained along the way. And you need to develop that same belief in yourself. The dream is yours, the effort is yours, and the journey is uniquely yours. Only you can make it come true. With each step, with each small victory or defeat, you will be closer to your goal. Remember, no one can stop you but yourself. People who live their dreams understand that the true secret to success doesn't lie in external circumstances, but within themselves. They know that success depends on how much they're willing to sacrifice, to learn, to evolve continuously. Many times, we forget that failure is not an insurmountable barrier. Failure is not the end, but the beginning of something greater. Every mistake, every stumble is an opportunity for growth. Every time you fall, you gain a new perspective, a new lesson that brings you closer to your dream. The key is to get back up stronger, more determined, more prepared. Every stumble is a chance to adjust, to improve, and to come back even more focused and determined to win. If you want to be great, you need to start living like someone great. That means acting with courage, even when fear tries to paralyze you. It means chasing your dreams with unshakable tenacity, even when the challenges seem insurmountable. You must embrace failure, because it's in failure that you'll find the strength to keep going. And above all, never lose sight of your dream. It's the light that will guide your steps, even on the darkest days. Stay focused, believe in yourself, and know that no matter how distant success seems, it's within your reach, as long as you never stop fighting for it. They held you when you were born and told your mother, "This baby will be the best in the world, the best you've ever known." You grew up, developed wonderfully, and every moment of your journey was extraordinary. Watching your evolution was a privilege. The time has come for you to become an adult, to conquer the world, and you succeeded. But at some point, something changed. You stopped being true to yourself. You allowed people to dictate what you should do, to make you believe you weren't good enough. When life got tough, you looked for someone to blame, someone to fix everything for you, like a protective shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a tough and cruel place, and no matter how strong you are, it can knock you down. If you let it, it will keep you on the ground. You, me, no one in this world is capable of escaping life's blows. But the point isn't how hard you can hit. The real question is how much you can take, get up, and keep moving forward. That's how you win. If you know your worth, then go after what you deserve. But be prepared to face challenges, and above all, don't blame others for your difficulties. Weak people do that, but you are not weak. You are strong. You are capable. I don't know what dream you hold in your heart. It doesn't matter how distant it seems or how many times you felt frustrated for not achieving it yet. What I do know is that if you can dream it, you can make it happen. Greatness isn't this mystical quality reserved for a chosen few. It's present in all of us. It's that simple, and I believe it with all my soul. I believe it so much that I would be willing to fight, and if necessary, die for it. And you? Are you ready to make your own way? It's going to be fun, challenging, and full of accomplishments. Like many, I was also afraid to face the world, to do something bigger than myself, until someone wiser told me that there is nothing smarter or more powerful than believing in yourself. I love living, and that love for life is contagious. It's something that cannot be faked. God placed the best things in life next to our greatest fears. On the other side of terror are the greatest rewards. I want to live a life that has meaning. I want my work, my family, my life story to have an impact. If you're not improving someone's life, you're wasting your time. So get ready to face the world and remember a few simple rules. Trust yourself. Break a few rules when necessary. Don't be afraid to fail. Ignore the losers.